You're not losing focus by accident. You're being trained by distractions that feel harmless, ads that feel personal, and apps designed to study your emotions. This isn't entertainment. It's behavioral control. Distraction is the most effective form of control ever invented, not because people are weak, but because our attention is a finite resource. And whatever captures that attention ultimately shapes our behavior. In the past, power needed force. It needed walls, armies, and overt commands. Today, all it needs is noise. A constant flood of news updates, trending topics, manufactured outrage, and endless entertainment. All of this content isn't really designed to inform you, it's designed to occupy you. A distracted mind doesn't have the space to ask deep, uncomfortable questions. It just reacts to the next stimulus, then moves on. While your attention jumps from one shiny thing to the next, nothing meaningful ever has a chance to settle in. This isn't chaos. It's a highly effective form of management. Think about advertising. It used to be simple. An ad would say, "Buy this product." Now, it says, "Feel this emotion." Modern ads are engineered to hit our emotional pressure points with pinpoint accuracy. Our insecurities, our loneliness, our status anxiety, and our deep-seated fear of missing out. You're not just buying an object anymore. You're buying a feeling of relief from that discomfort. Let's say you're feeling a bit behind in life, like everyone else is succeeding and you're stuck. Suddenly, an ad pops up showing a vision of success, the perfect car, the beautiful home, the happy family. Your brain immediately creates a link between consumption and hope. That association gets repeated over and over, thousands of times, until the act of buying something starts to feel like progress. But here's the thing, nothing actually changes. The initial discomfort just resets, and the cycle begins all over again. That isn't a coincidence, that's conditioning. And then there are the apps on your phone. They are not neutral tools. They are meticulously designed behavioral environments. They all share one primary goal: to keep you engaged for as long as possible. And they achieve this by manipulating your emotions in real time. When you're feeling bored, they show you something novel and surprising. When you're angry, they feed you more outrage to keep you fired up. When you're lonely, they give you a quick hit of social validation with likes and comments. The app doesn't care how you feel. It only cares that you feel something, anything, because raw emotion is what keeps you scrolling. A calm, centered mind is one that closes the app and leaves. Now, here's where it gets darker. These apps use principles taken directly from behavioral psychology to hook us. They use variable rewards, just like a slot machine. They trigger dopamine anticipation, making us crave the next notification. They build social validation loops that play on our need for acceptance. And they use loss aversion, making us feel like we'll miss something important if we log off. You don't know what's coming next when you open an app, so your brain keeps checking. It's the same mechanism that makes gambling so addictive. You post something online, you wait, you check your phone, you refresh the page. That small spike of uncertainty you feel, that's not pleasure. It's the anticipation of pleasure, driven by dopamine. And that anticipation is incredibly addictive. This entire system becomes truly dangerous when you add artificial intelligence into the mix. AI watches everything you do online. It sees what you pause on, what you skip, what makes you react emotionally, and what makes you stay. From all this data, it builds a sophisticated model not of who you are as a person but of how you behave emotionally. It learns your patterns. It knows when you're most likely to be impulsive. It knows when you're feeling insecure. It knows when your resistance is at its lowest point. And then it waits. It waits for the perfect moment. Then It shows you exactly the piece of content or the ad that you're most likely to engage with, at the exact moment you're emotionally weakest. That isn't persuasion. That's predictive targeting. This creates a powerful, closed loop. You react to something, and the system learns from that reaction. The system then adapts its strategy, and you react again. With each cycle, the grip tightens. You think you're choosing freely what you watch and what you click on. But your environment is actively choosing what you even get to see in the first place. Choice without awareness is not freedom. So, why does this system work so well to keep people passive? A constantly stimulated person feels busy. They feel informed. They feel involved in the world. But they rarely take meaningful action in the real world. Their anger is released in a comment section. Their stress is numbed with a stream of funny videos. Their deep-seated discomfort is avoided by endlessly scrolling. All that social and emotional pressure that should be building up to create real change gets vented harmlessly online instead. A population that vents doesn't organize. It just consumes. This creates an invisible prison. It's not a prison of walls and bars. It's a prison of attention. You're allowed to say anything you want, watch anything you want, and buy anything you want. That's the genius of the illusion. True control doesn't need to restrict your behavior anymore. It just needs to guide it statistically. You don't feel trapped because you're constantly entertained. Comfort is the strongest cage ever built. And who benefits from all this? Any system that relies on predictability, markets, platforms, and institutions. A focused, critically thinking population is unpredictable and therefore dangerous to established power. But a distracted population is manageable. When human beings are reduced to predictable patterns of behavior, they become far easier to influence than to oppose. They didn't need to control your body. They just needed your attention. Because once your attention is owned, your habits follow. Your desires follow. Your future follows. This isn't random. This isn't accidental. It's a system. And the moment you stop scrolling, you start seeing the walls. Thanks for watching.